Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we have a lot of things to talk about. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So obviously, I do want to warn you guys right now, as we are really watching the market kind of bounce back, right? We are awaiting Bitcoin's next move. I've been seeing a lot of bearish, tweets. I've been seeing a lot of people kind of, really talking about September. Everybody's saying, September's the month, September's the time. That's basically where a lot of individuals think that we top out on for crypto. And honestly, it does look like we are kind of building that pathway to an alt season very, very soon. I'm actually going to be addressing it. We're going to be talking about it. But right now with Bitcoin, I do want to talk to you guys about a lot of things that are actually kind of revolving around Bitcoin itself, but also crypto, right? Yesterday in my XRP video, I mentioned this. It was basically, where I see the market kind of leading to in terms of the macro market cap for crypto. By 2030, I do see this entire market being evidently more and more vast. We're going to be seeing a lot more, money, a lot more individuals putting their money into crypto. We're going to be seeing a lot of banks kind of moving in on crypto. We'll most likely see crypto banks starting up. But I think it all revolves around one major thing, and that is regulations. We are seeing regulations being a huge part of the puzzle right now. But as we do look at this market, right, like we know November's coming up, which is ISO 222 month, right? Everybody thinks that that's going to pump ISO 222 tokens. It might. Who knows what really is going to happen there? It's just a messaging format, so I don't see a major, demand around ISO 222 tokens for that. I just see these ISO 222 tokens really kind of growing in their, vast use cases. I see a lot more adoption happening for XRP, XLM, XDC as well. Like a lot of these other tokens are very, very crucial to really kind of have in your portfolio. Even like Algorand, right? Like I've talked to you guys about Algo it was like roughly 30-40 cents when I first started talking about Algo. This recently dipped down to about, almost our buy areas. I mean, it was like 58 cents. Incredible buy opportunity for Algo, but even at this current, stage for, Algorand, I think that this does have a huge upside potential. I could definitely see this sitting at about like $7.50, which would put it at around almost like a $50 billion market cap. Honestly, upside on Algo is still pretty good. I see a lot of these projects that are focused on the ISO 222 area really kind of succeeding in the long term. On the 24-hour span, though, we have been seeing a lot of altcoins kind of doing some nice moves. EOS is one that I've been, really kind of watching closely in terms of those OG legacy assets. Don't know where, other ones are sitting in terms of like Dash and stuff like that, but, we have been seeing some nice figures on the 24-hour span. On the 7-day span, we are still seeing some assets up pretty good. EOS 20+%, which is pretty significant. Audio 30+%, stepping up about almost 71%. So a lot of nice price movement throughout the altcoin market. Now, with this in mind, right, we are really kind of watching Bitcoin, but I do want to address the total too real quick, and then we'll go into more of a news factor, right? So as we are really kind of watching this market, we are at crucial resistance zones, and this is actually in part with even Bitcoin. I'm going to be addressing this and talking to you guys about it. Sorry, but look at the current structure on where we are compared to going back to like the September timeframe. We are sitting on this major support zone, which was technically the 10-day EMA back here in September. We're basically sitting on the 50-day EMA waiting for that crucial breakout event. We have been watching this closely. I have been really kind of addressing this as well, almost on a daily span, but we need a lot more volume in before we even do see that breakout event. But ultimately, we do need a Bitcoin price move for us to actually jump out. I did just quickly address a few things in terms of the 10-year. I was talking to you guys about the 10-year this morning on, it was basically a video on like the 5 major things that I wish I knew before investing my money into crypto. When we talk about the 10-year and we talk about things happening right now around crypto, it is basically centered around the dollar currently. But there has been one leading warning sign besides the dollar that I have been talking about, and that is the US 10-year bond. Now, Obviously, for those individuals that don't know what this basically is, I really kind of reiterate this in my, 5 things I wish I knew before investing into crypto video. But basically, this not only is, a mortgage rate indicator, but this also gives you guys buyer demand, buyer confidence around risk on assets like, crypto and stocks. The only issue that I do see right now with this chart is this a sustainable move on the 10-year? Okay, look at the RSI on the weekly currently. We are hitting this near topping point that we seen back in March of 2021. Now, I mind you that this gives us an insight on crashes before crashes actually do happen. For an example, look at December of 2019 before the March of 2020 crash. Look at, again, March of 2021 before that July, June crash. This is telling us that this is, not a sustainable move. It's in overbought areas. Now, obviously, this is on the weekly. Let's go check out the daily, right? Here's the daily. The highest daily RSI still going back to February of 2021. This is concerning. Don't get me wrong. Will this continue to increase a little bit? Yes. But if we do see a turning point on this chart, I want you all to prepare to de-risk yourselves a little bit if we do see a turning point on this. Watch the 10-year closely, especially as we do see the dollar continuing to rise in value. Now, obviously, as we watch these factors and we watch these indicators, I am awaiting for the dollar to do a 180 and really kind of, see if it is going to reach those nice fib levels of like the 702 to the 618. This will cause a major rally throughout the market so that we can kind of de-risk at a profitable point and really kind of reinvest once we do see, the 10-year kind of bounce back if it does, do a 180. Now, obviously, with Bitcoin, right, we've been addressing Bitcoin closely, but we do see here we are witnessing one of the biggest accumulation phases in history apart from the 2020 COVID crash. And here you guys have it, right? This is what we have been talking about for a while. Accumulation is happening at a massive rate for Bitcoin, all while we are sitting a little bit stable. I've been, talking to you guys about the macro view on Bitcoin. Like on the micro views, yes, we will see a little bit of, some turmoil throughout the markets, but as you guys did see just recently, that, major dropping point only led us to see that major support zone going back as far as like even August, but September being tested. And if you guys do remember, the total 2 that I just showed you looks very similar to that September timeframe, almost at a reset level to really kind of go on a little bit of a nice rally point. Now, again, with the total 2 at major resistance, look at the resistance that Bitcoin is hitting at that 10-day EMA. We need a clean break above 42K. We want to see us break above that. Ultimately, a break above all EMAs would be a very solid selling point for me to really kind of say, okay, we are going to be eyeing 50K plus. Now, that is going to be that break above 43K, a strong break, I mind you. More so sitting around that 382 level, 44.1K would be the fib level to really kind of break above to see if we are going to see that major strength level put in place. But I do believe that we are seeing similar candles going back to the September timeframe where we do have these 2 weekly candles side by side before that next impulsive break, to the up trend. Sorry. Now, obviously, this 48K level is resistance going back to the weekly candle of September 27th. We really need a clean break above that to push us to those, highs. Are we going to a new all-time high? It's questionable, right? We just have to really address it and watch it closely. On the macro view, I think that Bitcoin is going to have a nice run in it on the wave 5. And this is what I've been watching closely for Bitcoin, because as we look at altcoins, right, we've been addressing, XRP, XLM, all of the lovely altcoins that we talk about on a day-to-day basis. When we look at this, right, all of these altcoins are sitting a little bit stable simply because we are at significant resistance. It's a very, very similar point that we've seen going back to the September timeframe. Look at the RSI. RSI having that nice clean bounce, similar to what we did see during September. And now we're kind of just trading sideways to see if we are going to break above the moving average, which we have been peaking above it slightly, but we need a strong break above it. And honestly, right now, when we look at the resistance levels, it's the same resistance that we needed to break out of during, again, September, October. If we do have a nice break here and we have a nice rally above the 200-day EMA at about almost $13 trillion, altcoins are about to go crazy. Alts look fairly strong as well. I've been addressing this even with XRP, right? We've talked about XRP closely, a few times when we look at this at, again, resistance. If we have that clean break on the total 2, a lot of our altcoins will be targeting that, 200-day EMA. This is sitting at about 83 cents for us to really kind of break above. But if we do break above it, I know that recently we did, but we hit that resistance level up here at about the same, like 90, almost 1, cent level. Usually when we do break above that and we have a strong break, similar to like going back to August, we go on a nice rally. And we rally to almost $1.40 at that point. This is where we want to really kind of watch XRP closely. If we could break above that 92-cent zone, which is my demand zone, if we could break above that, we will be targeting $1.40 very, very fast. Now, obviously with this, what is going to push the market? Well, first off, around Bitcoin, we have been seeing a lot of bullish news, which kind of makes me a little bit concerned overall, which we do see here, CEOs didn't like crypto, banks didn't like crypto, funds didn't like crypto, etc. Now they are all embracing it. That goes back to my original tweet from the beginning of this video, where we did see a ton of companies hiring for crypto jobs, which is centered around a lot of CEO, positions that CEOs didn't like crypto in the past times, right? And now we're seeing that evidently change. We are seeing a lot of, adoption happening within crypto. Now, also, we did see just in Australia's first Bitcoin ETF set to be launched next week. Again, a lot of this is going to be a lot of capital flowing in. The Cosmos Asset Management Bitcoin ETF will invest in the Purpose Bitcoin ETF listed in Toronto, Canada. There's a speculation that $1 billion will flow into the country's first Bitcoin ETF. Trading could begin on CBOE Australia as early as April 27th, following a 7-day notice period. Now, I do believe that by the end of this month, we're going to be seeing a very broad picture on where this market is, headed to. I think that with tax day recently just ending yesterday, probably today and tomorrow is going to be a little bit of a stable day, and then we will see a little bit of a change in the market by the end of this week. But ultimately, we are seeing a lot of noise around ETFs, right? We see here NASDAQ executive getting a Bitcoin and crypto spot ETF approved in the US is a high priority for us. If this happens, prepare to see a lot more capital, flowing in to this market. I've been watching a lot of things around crypto really unfold. The news around Bitcoin itself is very bullish, which kind of tells me kind of de-risk myself a little bit. Like, Bitcoin is still at major resistance levels. Would I be buying any altcoins currently? Not technically, just because we could be seeing a little bit of a turning point in the market, which would be that retest of 38 point almost 3K, that 236 retest. That's something that I have been really kind of watching for closely. But, things look very, very interesting right now, especially around Bitcoin, especially around the total 2. But we are at major resistance levels. So before we do get excited, watch those resistance levels. If we can crush them, that's going to be the turning point. But again, pay attention to that 10-year. That US 10-year yield is crucial to watch in terms of this market. And when we even look at the monthly for this, right? Look at the overall monthly RSI on the 10-year yield. This is absolutely insane. Highest level that we've been at in history for interest around risk on assets. This is something that is very significant. I want you guys to understand that we are breaking a multi-year 200-day EMA level here, which is telling us that there's a lot of interest around crypto and stocks currently. If this is going to continue to rally like this, we will be seeing a major turning point in this market very, very fast. But I am watching for us to see if we are going to, be hitting resistance at around the same point that we seen back in January of 2014 and December of 2013, or if we're going to see that resistance level going back to October and November of 2018 before we had that, sort of crashing point. Now, again, just so you guys know, watch the 10-year yield. I'm going to be addressing this over the next couple days, really kind of giving you guys that insight. But With that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.